So I'm kind of done staring to this empty tank and I think we have to do something Dutch. So let's get this video started. So this is the tank we're working with, the DOOA, that is 20 by 20 by 35 centimeters. It leaves us with roughly 12.3 liters. Obviously some soil will go off, but I think it's a great volume we can work with. And like always, we're gonna put a fresh backsplash on it first. I get usually the cheap ones from the hardware store, or you can also get them from the aquatic store, but the branded ones are more pricey. And usually I go for the color named Foggy or Milky. They're perfectly fine and they let little light through, and they also look pretty cool and give more depth on your tank. And pretty straightforward, we're going for the Chihiros C2 WRB to get nice colors on the Dutch style tank that we're gonna build. So we're gonna use a small layer of Dennerle plant substrate and we're gonna top it up with their soil. This will create a more balanced nutrients depot in the soil, and we also give the stem plants healthy and vital minerals throughout the soil and clay. So for long term, it's better. So we have a long list of plants that we're gonna use. The Cryptocoryne SP Flamingo, pretty pink one. Then we're gonna use some Blyxa Japonica. I'm not sure of that one yet. We're gonna use some Staurogyne repens for the middle section. And at the back, we're gonna use some Rotala Rotundifolia blood red. Some Rotala Indica, more to the middle. And at the back, Proserpinaca Palustris. And this is the final result that I came up with. It isn't mind-blowing, it's just easy stem plants. And I moved the Cryptocoryne a little bit to the front and put some Blyxa in between. I was a little bit indecisive about that, but it was the only thing that I had lying around. So I made my choices, and maybe I will remove it afterwards, but we shall see. And this is also the USB pump that I'm gonna use to give it some extra flow. I'm gonna inject CO2 to promote the growth, and I want the USB pump to just create some more flow, like I said. It's pretty easy. I will put in the description what it is. So we're 6 weeks in, and as you can see, I removed the Blyxa Japonica. It was in the second row here, and I made a complete mess of the front plants and the, well, let's say second row, third row. And there's a complete difference between the red plants and even these ones compared to the rest. As you can see, they're not growing that fast. So I think it's time, and even it's dirty, to trim the red plants. First I wanted to wait till it was all the way up here, but I think it's time just to trim them and see in a few weeks if the other ones come up with the same strength and the growth speed as the back plants. And again, we're almost at the end of the video. We have been another 30 days since that tank crashed. So we're now on day 100. And I think this tank was pretty much unsavable. I had the same or exactly the same problems in my 45p, and I tried every trick on the book or in the book to fix the 45, which didn't work out. The tank died. And I compared them a little bit. The 45 had a decent CO2 injection, which this one had CO2 injection as well, but I had some malfunctioning with some parts. It also had a decent filter. This one only had a small USB pump to keep the water flow going, which also can make a tank pretty unbalanced. And it had more water volume, which also makes a tank immediately more stable. To flat out more problems. So like I said, I wanted to kill this tank as well. I had many tanks running here, and it's not always picture perfect. I mean, when it's done, it's done. And maybe the project wasn't so much of a good idea to make my, well, let's say my first Dutch style tank in this tiny room. But I'm not really a quitter. So I tried to get more routine in the tank. I did my weekly water change. Well, my weekly was more 5 days with the nano tanks, which is something I always keep in my routine with nano tanks. And I added a little bit fertilizer. I thought, you know, what could go wrong? And for some reason, it slowly became more alive, more vibrant. But the reason, I honestly can't explain. I think the reason why it crashed is pretty clear. The trimming didn't do the tank any good, but the exact reason I couldn't explain for now. But if it's a happy end, you guys can see it in the end of this video. So again, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you at the next one. And I would really appreciate it if you guys drop a comment, a like, or even subscribe on my channel like always. So again, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully see you at the next one. So have a look.